Hey guys, it's Figgy. I am just making a quick recap video with my big bug eye center shades on. I guess I'll take them off. I just don't have any makeup on. I don't really care anyways. So pretty much last night, Sierra went home. She told Sarah about her advantage, the legacy advantage, where if she gets to the final six, she's immune. If she wants to play it, she can. Sarah made it a mission at a certain point in the episode to get Sierra voted out, to have her will it to her, and she did an Oscar-winning performance at that tribal council after that vote. If anyone actually caught it, Sarah was kind of like looking like she was shocked, and Andrea was just looking at her like, why are you shocked? And Sierra ultimately willed the legacy advantage to Sarah. So throughout this episode, we had some different conversations, different things happening, and it started with the reaction of Zeke's vote out, and I was like, you want to talk about blah, blah, blah. Brad, Troyzan, and Sierra got blindsided by this vote because they ended up voting for Ty, and come back to camp, Ty's still there. Ty's like, you three wrote my name down, and they're like, yeah, because we thought one of us was going home. Which made it obvious to Ty that he's on the bottom of that alliance between Sierra, Troyzan, and Brad. And as we get into the episode, we get to the loved ones reward challenge where we pair off into threes. And I had to hold back tears because I was at my sister's, my brother-in-law's house, and I don't really like crying in front of them. But I loved watching Michaela and her mom because Michaela didn't get that on my season, last season, Millennials versus Gen X. I loved seeing Sarah get just, I love seeing people's reactions and just, you know, their walls drop, because getting love out there is just so important. And, you know, if you make it to that day when that reward challenge comes, it's everything, and you want to win it. Sorry, I just had granola. I'm trying to make sure it's not in my teeth. Okay. And who else I love? Suri and her son. Her youngest son had just graduated high school. She went out on the island, missed his graduation, and Jeff's like, do you want to see how graduation went? Here's your son. Oh, man. I just felt all the tugs. And then Troyzan finally got to have a loved one out there. So his brother came out. Just very beautiful. Aubrey's sister. Who else did we have? I'm trying to think his name. Monica, which is great for Brad. Hello, you get more, like, you know, it's like having Cochran out there, but in comparison, obviously, they're totally different. But to get to possibly talk to someone who's played the game already and get advice from them, that's everything. Oh, and Ty's loved one, the love of his life, Mark. Oh my God, I love that so much. It made me so happy. Anyways, so we get to it, and Brad, Aubrey, and Andrea win time with their loved ones. It's 3-on-3-on-3, and they kind of swept it. They had a really huge lead and got to win time with their loved ones, and they got to pick two people. And, you know, I can imagine having to pick. And Jay from my season, you know, he had to pick people. I think he got to pick 3 more people or 4, I can't remember, to go with him on that reward. And Andrea was the person talking, and she picked Sarah and Suri. So that was a no-brainer on Suri. Sarah may have been strategic-wise why she picked them, or they may have had deals before. People do that out there behind the scenes, you know, things that don't get shown. If you take me on the loved ones, I'll take you. Promises like that. So we have no idea why Sarah was picked, but it was beautiful regardless, and I'm super happy for all those who got to spend time with their loved ones. Michaela was very bummed out about it. When everyone goes back to camp, you know, they go on reward with their loved ones. Brad gets to talk to Monica, and Monica gets to, you know, really like feed him more info, because sometimes when you're out there, you lose yourself and you lose train of thought, and you don't think as much as you should because you're more hungry and you're more tired, and it's harder. Like, I mean, Ken on my season, he was trying to smell Millennials, couldn't smell it on one of the puzzle challenges. So you just, you know, after a certain amount of days and starvation and sleepless nights, it gets to you. So it's really nice to have intel like that for Monica to Brad. But aside from that, you know, we get back to camp. Oh, real quick, sorry. I loved Suri's son reacting to the wild. That was great. But we get back to camp, and Troyzy and Sierra are chatting, and then we see Michaela and Ty chatting, and Michaela's like, I want to team up with you, Ty, because they're both loyal people. And when you get two loyal people together, that's magic, and that's how magic starts. So that was great that we got to see that. Michaela playing more, or we see more of a game from her than, you know, her rubbing people off the wrong way. And then Troyzy and Sierra take it upon themselves to come talk to Michaela and Ty, and their words are great. You know, they're like, well, you know, you can see who they picked in back-to-back reward challenges, blah, blah, blah. Michaela and Ty tell them that they want to work with Sierra and Troyzy and possibly flip the script, vote Andrea out. But it has to be that, and you have to trust in that. And mom's the word, hush, hush, keep it that way. Get to the immunity challenge, and it's the holding two sticks with the ball in the middle. And it gets down to Brad, Michaela, and Ty, I think. I know Michaela and Brad were part of the final three in that immunity challenge, and Michaela drops, the other person drops, and Brad wins immunity. Brad was supposed to go home because Sierra was supposed to stay because her and Sarah made that bond over the legacy advantage, and she's like, well, now we gotta take Sierra out. Well, sorry, I gotta bite my lip real quick. Okay, we get back to camp, and like I said, Michaela is so strong on, you know, keep it this way. Don't go say anything. Don't go run your mouth. And what does Sierra do? She talks to Sarah, and she's like, well, Michaela and Ty said this. And Sarah's like, what the heck? And talks to Michaela and Ty, like, hey, this is why we need to get Sierra out, because I need that advantage. And all roads lead to Sierra getting voted out, and it was either Andrea or Sierra. I didn't really know which road we were gonna go down because there were multiple reasons why either one of them could have went home. Andrea, because, you know, she is a tough competitor. She's won 2 immunity challenges. We're trying to get her out sooner than later. I mean, she could, you know, let's just say she wins all the next immunity challenges, like that was your opportunity. Versus Sierra, who hasn't won any immunity challenges yet. I think you can get her out whenever. So they voted Sierra out. And Sarah did this Oscar-winning performance on what happened, and Andrea looks at her all crazy like, why the heck are you looking like you're confused? And then Sierra leaves the legacy advantage for Sarah. I just want an idol to be played. That's all I want. You know, I've been waiting and waiting. We've all been waiting. And when it gets to a certain point in the game, we can't even play them anymore. So I just want them to get played, and I'm hoping, you know, whether it's even within the alliance, like Ty, you know, played one for Sierra a while back. He plays one for Michaela now to shock everyone, or, you know, himself for the rest of the time. Troyzy, same thing. Troyzy's not in any deep waters right now, I feel like. So he could probably hang on to that until Jeff says this is the last time you guys can play your immunity idols. Sarah, to me, is looking too much of a badass, and it can get her in trouble. And I'm hoping it doesn't. But you know how it is. If you make a move, people notice and they want to take you out because of that. So I'm hoping Sarah can lie a little bit more on the low side. Aubrey is like completely invisible. She's a fly on the wall right now. Same for Troyzy. Troyzy's not really much of a threat, I think, that people can see in their eyes. But, you know, having been on the island, there's 72 hours of footage that goes into each episode. 3 days overtime, sometimes 4, into one episode. They condense it down into 1 hour, sometimes 2, but mainly 1 hour. And there's so much stuff we don't get to see, so it stinks. I almost wish it was kind of like Big Brother, where like you can watch 24 hours and it's live, but at the same time, I guess I wish it wasn't live. But that would actually be really cool if it was live. Anyways, but yeah, I don't know. There's so many conversations we don't get to see. I think Andrea needs to win immunity next. If not, she might be definitely on the chopping block. Culpepper might be on the chopping block just because he's a challenge beast. But who knows, maybe someone in his alliance will play an idol for him. And like I said, I think Aubrey is in a good position. Sarah could be in trouble if she doesn't watch out. I'm trying to think. Suri is like playing an awesome game. She has a great story, so I don't know if anyone wants to take her to the end, but she is playing a great game, and people can probably take notice in that, and I'm hoping that they don't, but they might. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing out on. I don't think there's anything I'm missing out on right now. Comment below what you guys thought of last night's episode. I can't wait until next week. The finale's coming up, which is crazy, and I'm going to be in LA for that, so I'm super stoked. But comment below your thoughts on last night's episode, who you think's in the doghouse, who you think's playing an awesome game, and who you think right now is going to be winning it all. Who's going to be the sole survivor between the final 8. We have 8 left, right? Yeah, we have 8. It's crazy. I love you guys so much. Figgy has spoken, and I'll start Instagram living some more. I've been off my game lately. I've been working so much. So let's get back into that social media, back and forth conversations that I love to have with you all, and have an awesome, awesome Mother's Day weekend. Love you guys. Mwah.